we're bringing Formula One back to Watkins Glen. It's a 2023 Watkins Glen United States Grand Prix here as we are in the Alpine as Pierre Gasly for 20 laps of racing starting from the back of the grid now as we are officially racing down towards turn number 1 as Hamilton and Hulkenberg up the inside there. Hulkenberg sticks around the outside, takes the lead over now Zhou Guanyu, and Hamilton down into third place. Now I've done this experiment before with taking modern Formula One cars to Watkins Glen, but it was on R-Factor 2, and now of course I've kind of ditched R-Factor 2 and have hopped over on the hype of Assetto Corsa and wanted to try this out. And I can tell you the racing at this circuit with a Formula One car, absolutely phenomenal. I don't think Watkins Glen could really be up to the standard in the grade of circuit, of course, that you have to have for Formula One nowadays, but still the racing here is absolutely phenomenal. Such an incredibly quickly paced track. Now as there's issues actually in the penultimate corner, that's Carlos Sainz nearly up and over, and he collects his teammate of Leclerc. He was sideways on the inside of Hamilton. We would get through this, and we were up to P15 now after all of that mess, so we will gladly move up there a few positions. But Charles Leclerc would actually make it known right away that I just was lacking confidence, to say the least, with the car through the bus stop. You really just kind of got to lick the stamp and send it. But like I just mentioned, it's such a quick pace track. You're not really slowing down a whole lot, to be honest here, and I've just got absolutely destroyed right there by the American of Logan Sargent. Another home Grand Prix for him, but we'll swing back to the left side on the run down towards turn 1. This is the start lap 3. We'll swing around the outside, and we're actually going to be able to take that position back. We're able to open up the DRS, by the way, that rear wing, anywhere that we want on this circuit, anywhere that we're really brave enough to open it up now. Pay attention to the top center of the screen for the actual lap count, but here on the run towards this bus stop chicane, we're able to actually pass Leclerc back. A nice run there, puts us back up into P15. A moment there for Stroll, and a moment for myself. I followed him off the circuit into the grass right there, and that allowed Perez to fight back up the inside, but it would be unsuccessful, and Perez would actually fall backwards to me there. Bit of a stack up here as we head into the run towards the S's now, but a lot of chaos, and with a track as quickly paced as this, and just the way the flow is, the rhythm is here in Watkins Glen, I wasn't surprised to see the kind of chaos that we were seeing in the opening moments of this Grand Prix. I was having a lot of fun though, and we were doing an okay job working our way forward, actually dipping my left sides there into the grass again. That allowed Stroll to go back past me. A battle for the lead actually was heating up as that was all developing. This is Zhou Guanyu going around the outside of Hulkenberg, and the Alfa Romeo will go to the front. It's an Alfa Romeo and a Haas out in front, and Hamilton actually had a bit of a moment here fighting up the inside of Hulkenberg there in the penultimate corner, got sideways. Unlike Carlos Sainz, he was able to save it there, and then moments later we actually run into some more issues. We are up into the top 10, P8, because it looked like that was Valtteri Bottas who had some kind of issue. And here's the replay. We'll take a look and watch this. Bottas in the final turn just loses it, a huge hit to the outside wall, and thankfully for him, no damage on, and otherwise that would have been easily day over. But then more problems. Leclerc actually would go for a spin in the same spot that Sainz crashed, and then he would actually take Fernando Alonso with him, and then the leaders were actually coming through this. Moments later, Leclerc would get stuck, so the leaders would come through this, and watch Zhou Guanyu through the final turn. He does the same thing that Bottas does. He gets it back going, but now Hulkenberg out in front. A whole bunch of chaos. We're only on lap 6 of 20, and it's just been pure chaos so far in this Watkins Glen Grand Prix, to say the least now. But we focus in on trying to now continue forward and run down our teammate here of Esteban Ocon there in the Alpine, and we were closing in a bit. I was running about I think it was 107, I think it was, on the AI difficulty. I definitely could have turned it up a bit further, I found. However, it was kind of working for this episode, given how far out in front the leaders have gotten. It at least keeps it interesting, to say the least here now. But I mean, the racing here is just absolutely fabulous, and I wanted to kind of keep it to the NASCAR layout, we'll call it. We could of course have done the layout with the boot, but I felt like Formula One, they're all about straight line and passing opportunities, so it kind of made more sense sense that I think if they return to Watkins Glen, which will never happen, but if they did, they would probably go with this configuration there. As you see me go through the grass, and that opened the door for Ocon to pass me back, but then a few moments later, again, lap 10 now, we'll swing back to the left side, and we should be able to take that 7th position. We'll go through and sure enough take it on that run down towards the bus stop. So P7, next up is Max Verstappen, then Oscar Piastri there in the McLaren. Can we run those two down? We were currently 4 seconds behind, coming up on the final 10 laps of this Grand Prix, and actually I lost a little bit, but we would find ways to gain it back as I kind of continued to build up my confidence basically around this racetrack. It felt like it took me to lap 13 or 14 to really get confident with what I was doing around the circuit, and as that happened, you can see the gap was starting to come down to Verstappen now, 2.9 seconds between himself and I. That penultimate corner, you can basically stay full throttle, which I didn't realize till, well, past halfway in the Grand Prix here now. But yeah, the gap was starting to significantly decrease between myself and Verstappen, and, well, everybody ahead of us at this point now. As you can see, just a second and a half between myself and the Red Bull. Look at us just hooking it up through the bus stop. It is a breeze to get through there in a Formula 1 car, and it's just so much fun. So much finesse behind it. You just hook it up, drive it into the corner, and it really is seamless now with how much grip and downforce are in these current, of course, Formula 1 cars. But we get into striking distance now of Verstappen and Piastri here in front of us, so top 5 is definitely in the cards of possibility here now with 6 laps to go in Watkins Glen. Now as we continue forward now a little bit later on down the backstretch in towards the bus stop chicane again, and we are very close to Verstappen. Not quite close enough, but we could maybe get him here in these final 4 laps now as we continue on here to these final 4 laps. A little bit of an oversteer there on the exit of the final turn. Magnussen, Zhou, Hamilton still your top 3, but look at this run we have on the exit of the S's down this back straight away towards that bus stop chicane up the inside of Verstappen here. We're going to maybe do a Verstappen move and force him out here into the corner. Didn't even need to. He just lets us have it up into the now 6th position as actually all this was happening. We actually had a change for the lead. Zhou Guanyu up the inside, wheel to wheel, side by side. He'll get it done again the second time today. That Zhou's gone to the front here, and wide goes Magnussen. This is going to open the door for Hamilton, who goes wide on the exit of the sweeping carousel, but he's still there, ready to pounce. He's going to get alongside. We've seen the inside car struggle here before. Today, will he struggle again? Yes, he will. Hamilton crashes on the exit of the penultimate corner. He saves it, but hits the barrier, comes back on track right in front of traffic, including myself. We dive up the inside of Piastri. We're side by side. We make contact on the exit of the turn, and we both crash. We somehow do a 360 and continue. Piastri not as fortunate as he's going to try and get it back rolling, and this is, oh my god, he just hit the catch fence. He's dead. We continue on. No caution, no safety car. But yeah, that took a turn. We were having a pretty good, serious race, and now I just did that as well. It's gone ugly very quickly. So now Verstappen's past us. We get it collected in time to stay in front of Esteban Ocon here in these closing laps. Alex Albon's dead and out of the Grand Prix as well. And we jump to the final lap in the Watkins Glen Grand Prix. An absolute blast. And it's been filled with chaos in the opening laps, the middle of the Grand Prix, and of course now at the very end of this Grand Prix. Zhou Guanyu, however, is coming through these final turns. It's been an absolutely spectacular job. He just did a power slide through there. That would have been something if he wrecked himself. But through the final turn, Zhou Guanyu, nearly 2 seconds up the road, wins the Watkins Glen 2023 Grand Prix. We're going to come through the final turn to get a solid top 6. Watkins Glen produces great action. If you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I would love to have Formula 1 back here. It's absolutely incredible. But that does it for me. I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.